It was supposed to be a joyful time, a holiday, a special treat for Chioma. But what Grandpa did to her during the time shattered everything we knew about him. Honestly, of all people, we least expected it from him. Grandpa had always been the center of our family, the kind of man you looked up to. He just retired from his work after 30 years of service. He was respected by everyone, neighbors, relatives, even strangers who heard of his many good deeds. The people he had helped in the past always come around to appreciate him for his works with different gifts. To us, he was the wise elder, the man who always told stories that left us laughing, the man who bought us treats after school. He was everyone's hero, and for Chioma, he was her favorite. She looked at him with stars in her eyes, always excited when he comes around. Mama, when will Grandpa come again? She would ask, her little face lighting up at the thought of his visit. Very soon, my little baby girl, my mother would reply. You miss him? She asked. Yes, mommy, she answered. It was no surprise then when Grandpa asked if Choma could spend the holidays with him. She's my special one, he said. I want to spoil her. I'll take good care of her, let her rest and show her how much I love her. Mama didn't hesitate long. It was what Grandpa had always done, being generous with his time and attention, and Choma adored him. She was a quiet, thoughtful type, and Grandpa seemed to understand her better than anyone. Let her go, Amara, Mama said to me. It's only for a little while. I think she will enjoy it. So we packed Choma's things and Grandpa came to pick her up. The day Grandpa came to pick Choma for the holiday started like any other. The sun was shining bright, and the house was filled with the usual sounds of Mama tidying up and us kids running around. Grandpa arrived just after lunch, wearing his casual, cheerful smile and carrying a big brown bag filled with treats for us. Ah, my lovely girls, Grandpa greeted, spreading his arms wide. Amara, Chioma, come give Grandpa a big hug. Chioma ran to him first, giggling as he picked her up and twiddled her in the air. My angel, he said, planting a kiss on her cheek. Are you ready to come spend the holidays with me? Yes, Grandpa, Chioma beamed. She couldn't hide her excitement, and neither could Grandpa. Mama walked into the living room, wiping her hands on her apron. She smiled warmly at Grandpa. Ah, Papa, you've come to steal my little one, she teased, though her voice held a touch of sadness. She's not just your little one, she's my special girl, Grandpa replied, setting Chioma down and turning to Mama. Ah, Amaka, you are doing a fantastic work with these girls. Look at how healthy and happy they are. God will bless you. Mama laughed softly, a hint of pride in her eyes. Thank you, Papa. I'm just doing my best. Grandpa nodded, his expression serious for a moment. I see, Amaka, I see the love and care you pour out to these children. You are a wonderful mother. And Chioma, this little one, he said, pointing at her with a playful grin, is going to be treated like the princess she is. Don't worry, I'll bring her back happier than ever. I watched Mama's face soften. She trusted Grandpa. We all did. How could we not? He was the backbone of the family, the one who had always been there for us. Amara, come here, Grandpa called to me. I walked over, smiling. Grandpa patted my shoulder. Take care of your mama while Choma is with me, okay? You are the big sister now. Yes, Grandpa, I said, feeling a mix of pride and sadness. As Choma's bags were packed, everyone gathered in the living room for one last moment together. Mama hugged Choma tightly, smoothing her hair. Be a good girl for Grandpa, okay? And don't forget to say your prayers every night. I will, Mama, Choma paused. Even I couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. I'll miss you, Choma, I said quietly. She gave me a quick hug. I'll miss you too, Amara, but I'll be back soon. When it was time to leave, Grandpa stood at the door holding Choma's hand. Don't worry, Amaka, I'll take good care of her like she's my own daughter, he said with a reassuring smile. Mama nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. She tried to blink away. Take care of her, Papa, I know she's in good hands. As they walked out, Choma turned back and waved, her face glowing with excitement. We all waved back, smiling through the bittersweet moment. The house felt emptier after they left. Mama sighed as she sat down, a quiet sadness lingering in the air. I'll miss her laughter, she said, half to herself. I felt it too, the strange silence Choma's absence brought. But none of us could imagine the horror that silence was hiding. What we thought was a holiday of love and care was anything but. The first few days, everything was fine. Grandpa would call Mama every evening to reassure her that Choma was happy. She's eating well, sleeping well, and we are having so much fun together, he would say. But after the second week, things began to change. When Choma came back, her eyes were empty like someone had taken the light from them. She looked tired, drained, and her smile was nowhere to be found. It didn't take long for Mama to notice. Choma became unusually quiet, no longer talking about her adventures with Grandpa. She avoided eye contact, Even when Mama asked what she did with Grandpa, there was a strange tension between them now, one that Mama couldn't quite place. One evening during dinner, Chioma suddenly said, "Mama, my mouth hurts." Mama brushed it off at first, thinking it was just from eating something too hot. But Chioma seemed distant, her little face pinched with discomfort. "Chioma, tell me more. What happened?" Mama asked, concern in her voice. "This is unlike you, my daughter. You used to be very cheerful, but after your return, there has been a negative change. You can rely on mommy. Share your problems with me." Chioma hesitated, looking around as if unsure whether it was safe to speak. "I don't want to say," she muttered, but Mama was persistent. "Chioma, baby, you can tell me what's wrong with your mouth. Did you swallow anything? What did you eat? Did something bite you?" Chioma's eyes welled up with tears, and in a whisper she finally said, "Grandpa did something bad to me." My heart stopped. "What do you mean?" I asked, barely able to breathe. She looked away, unable to meet my gaze. Then, in a trembling voice, she said, "He comes into my room at night. He makes me put his stain in my mouth and always asks me to lick it like sweet, that it will bring out milk that I will drink and add weight. He forced it so much in my mouth, very deep in my throat, that I most times throw up, and it hurt so much." I froze. For a moment, the room seemed to close in on me. I couldn't understand what I was hearing. It felt like my world had titled and everything was crashing down. "Grandpa, come." "Chioma, are you sure of what you're saying? The man who had always been so loving to you?" I didn't know what to say. I just hugged her tightly, trying to comfort her, but I could feel the weight of her pain. "I won't let him hurt you again," I whispered, though my mind was racing, trying to comprehend the horror of what she had just said. That night, I told Mama. She was in shock at first, dismissing it as a misunderstanding. "No, Amara, your grandpa would never do such a thing. He's always good to us and has been good to us." Chioma must have taken it to be another thing. Her hands trembled as she reached for Chioma, pulling her into her arms. "No, baby, no. Grandpa would never do such a thing. He's our family. He's always been good to us." But Chioma only cried harder, burying her face into Mama's chest. "Mama, it hurts so much. I don't want it to happen again." The words hit Mama like a slap to the face. Her arms tightened around Chioma, but her mind was already racing, her thoughts a wild wind. But I couldn't let it go. Chioma's face, her trembling voice, it all haunted me. I told Mama, "Mama, please listen to her. Something isn't right." That night, Mama decided to confront Grandpa. She called him and asked him to come over. The moment he arrived, the cheerful, warm smile he wore earlier was gone. It was replaced by a slight frown, but still, he acted as if nothing had changed. "Papa, sit down," Mama said, her voice heavy with the weight of what she was about to say. "We need to talk." Grandpa raised an eyebrow, sitting down slowly. "Talk about what, Amaka? Everything is fine, isn't it?" "No," Mama's voice shook. "Choma says you hurt her. She says you did things that hurt her, things she wasn't supposed to talk about." Grandpa's face went still. For a moment, I thought he might show some sign of guilt, of recognition that something was wrong. But instead, he just looked at Mama with a cold, calculating expression. "That's a lie," Grandpa said sharply. "What nonsense is this? Choma is just trying to get attention. She's been too pampered. You've spoiled her, Amaka. She's making up stories." Mama stared at him in disbelief. "No, Papa, Choma said it herself. She can't be lying about something like this." Grandpa shook his head slowly, almost with pity, as if he couldn't understand why Mama was so upset. "Amaka, I've taken care of your children since they were born. I've watched them grow, and you think I would do something like this? I would never harm a child. You must be mistaken." His voice was calm, almost too calm. He spoke as if he was the one being wronged, as if he had done nothing but good for the family. "I don't know where Chioma is getting these ideas from, but I will not be accused of such lies. She's just confused, maybe from all the attention she's been getting from everyone. This is nonsense, and I won't stand for it." Mama's face crumpled as she had been slapped. She stood up, her knees weak, unable to process the coldness in Grandpa's voice. "Papa, how could you?" she whispered. Grandpa didn't seem to care. He stood up slowly, brushing his hands together, as if brushing away the accusation. "I have done nothing wrong, Amaka. I won't entertain this madness anymore." He turned towards the door, his back to us. "Take care of your children and stop feeding them lies." I could see the disgust in his eyes, the way he had no remorse, no guilt for the pain he had caused. It was as if his own family meant nothing to him. Mama was left standing there, frozen. Her face pale. She collapsed into a chair, her body shaking as if the weight of the truth settled in. I can't believe this. My own father." Her voice strayed off and she began to sob, her head in her hands. Grandpa left the house that night without a second glance, as though nothing had happened. He never apologized. He never acknowledged what he had done. He pretended like nothing was wrong, like Choma's words were just a child's fantasy. But deep down, Mama knew. She knew the truth, and even though Grandpa tried to deny it, the pain in Chioma's eyes, the fear in her voice couldn't be ignored. We were left in the aftermath, shattered, confused, and broken. The man we thought we knew, our protector, our guide, had been the one who caused the most harm. And despite all his pretending, despite all his lies, the damage was done. It wasn't until later that we learned the truth that Grandpa had been hiding his sickness for years. He had been doing this to other children in the family too, but they were too afraid to speak up. We learned that his charm and smooth words were a mask, a shield to protect him from the truth. But no matter how hard he tried to hide it, no matter how many times he lied, the truth always finds its way to the surface. And in the end, the only thing that mattered was protecting Chioma, making sure she felt safe again. In the few weeks that followed, Chioma went to therapy. She was so brave, but the scars of what Grandpa had done would never completely heal. Therapy sessions helped, but nothing could erase the darkness of that holiday. I will never forget the look in Chioma's eyes when she told me, "I'm scared, Amara. I don't want to sleep at night. I don't want to remember." It broke my heart every single time she said it. The family will never be the same. Grandpa was eventually convicted, though the pain still lingers. It's hard to trust anyone now, even those we've known our whole lives. The betrayal runs so deep that I don't think I'll ever truly understand how someone could do that to an innocent child. But if there is one thing I've learned, is that evil can hide behind a mask of kindness. Never ignore the signs. Never let a child suffer in silence. If something doesn't feel right, trust your instincts. Protect them no matter what. Thanks for watching my video. Please do not fail to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, in order to get notified when we upload our subsequent videos, and turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified when we upload these videos. Thanks.